Hey guys and gals, this is Nathan. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Coloring 101. This is episode 9, and today we're going to be covering cel shading technique. Before I get started though, I want to talk about the artist who did the piece. This is by Ben Dunn, and he's considered the grandfather of American manga comics, here in the States. And he has a Kickstarter project going on right now for his fan favorite book, Ninja High School. And it's for a collection of the first 25 issues. It's like 600 pages, I believe. And it's going to be textbook volume 1. Like I said, it collects the first 25, and the goal is to eventually collect all the issues. And there's a ton. The series first started way back in, I believe, 1986. So that's how long he's been doing this stuff. He's amazing artist, and I've had the good fortune of working with him, not only coloring some of the Ninja High School V2, it was a color series through Antarctic Press, but also working on Warrior Nun Ariella, which I think probably more people know him from that in the 90s in early 2000s than they do for Ninja High School. But definitely an awesome series. You should check it out. Highly recommend it. I'll put the link for his Kickstarter in the description, along with the link to his DeviantArt page, so you can check out more of his work. This is like an older commission I found on his DeviantArt page, and a better to do cel shading on. So let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit. I got my flats down, and I have my background. I went ahead and took care of that. It's really nothing all that special. I just have dark sky, airbrush a little bit of blue in here as well, and then have my stars. I talked about before about building a morgue file, and it's just having a collection of stuff you might use over and over again. So here's I found like random images of stars and just kind of put them all together in like a big 8.5 by 11 300 DPI file. That way there, anytime I need some stars or for space, I just go ahead and drag that over. Saves you a lot of time and energy. What I'd done, this is like the original stars and everything right here, and I just took that and then I put that on multiply. That way there, my background colors pop through. Oops, not multiply, sorry about that, screen. That way there we just see all the black disappears and we see all the lighter colors. And, so we can see like the blues and blacks pop through it in the background. So very basic, and I just have a layer mask on it for where the character is. So yeah, let's go ahead. I'll start up, oops. I'll just copy my flats layer and we'll just call that colors. That's where I'm gonna do my actual rendering on. And let's see, a couple different ways we can go about it on the flats. Say we have the boot, and we had done some work before with the lasso tool. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead. Oops, let me select that part as well. And let's deselect all the parts that we're going to keep in shadow. So you can go like that, and then if you could go ahead and lighten it like that. See how that's working out. Or you can go in and you can make your own selections. Where you want your highlights to be. And you want to base your flats, kind of around your colors. And I'm just using my levels just to go ahead and lighten the colors. It's usually like the easiest way to go about it, but just to go ahead and get a lighter tone instead of having to let me go over here and try and pick the right color that I want. Let me show you an even easier way to do it. Because over there, you have to pick this is going to be this much lighter, the orange is going to be this much lighter, skin tone is going to be like this color. Let me do that real quick, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just kind of deselecting the parts that I want in shadow. Oh, Ideally, you know, I would have like a darker tone, but let's say I want to pick, you know, that color. So there we go, right there. There's her. And then, you know, maybe like a little highlight on her cheek. Let me get a little lighter color here. You know, maybe a little bit on her nose, right? You know, like that. You know, very simple, very quick. But you know, but then when I come over here, you know, I want to pick another color as well. Oops, let me deselect that. Let's see. I guess we'll try that one out. Yeah, well, I mean, it looks all right. But I think one thing that really helps like tie everything together is if you, let me dump this, and I'll recopy that over colors. Usually what I'll do, I'll have a new layer, and I'll just set it to multiply. And I can have, it's like one color, so like a, you know, so in space, I'm gonna pick like a cool color for the shadows. It's just like a purple grayish color you can see here. And then what you can do is go ahead and I'm just making my selections right now where I want the shadows to be. And you see I'm not just selecting the shadows for the white right here. I'm also picking for let's see, I guess most of this glove here will be in shadow as well. I'm also going over all the other colors, and I'll show you why in a second. A little bit more like that. So this will all be in shadow. We'll do most of, we'll drop shadow coming off of that here. And I'll go ahead and fill that with my purplish color. So you can see it's affecting, oops, all this other stuff with the same value of shadow. And I might go ahead and lighten that up a little bit. And I'm just messing with the opacity on it instead of messing around with the color too much. So I think, yeah, maybe like that. Just like a nice light source hitting her. And I'll show you in a second like why I like working this way. Let me go ahead and go through this. Maybe I'll do a drop shadow from her arm. Not really worried too much about the colors, and just mainly trying to get where the shadows are going to hit first. You know, and then afterwards we can go through and we can play around with the colors and adjust them. You know, just to see what works best. And then on the ray gun, I have some drop shadows from the rings on it. Alright, and let's go back to like how I had the lighting on her before, so we'll just go ahead and keep with that. Let's see, top lip will be in shadow. The thing about this this style, it does take a little bit more. Doing it this way takes a little bit more planning, but once you practice it and you get the hang of it, it goes by really fast. Let's see her ear. Let's see. I will do her eye in shadow here. Yeah. Then if anywhere we don't want the shadow, we just go back in and delete. You know, maybe this bit of her eye here with some light hitting it, so we can see that still. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm happy with it. Drop shadow. And there goes that fire alarm you guys are always talking about. Let's see. Our brass will bring it along here. And then drop shadow down here. Indicate these folds here a little bit more. That looks pretty good. So I just want to kind of step back and see, you know, where you're at. I think it looks pretty good so far. Another fold here on her stomach. Alright, we'll bring this up. I'll do this. That, and drop shadow here from it, from her belt. Alright, let's see. It's her kneecap here. You always want to make sure as well you got your light source consistent. Delete that. Delete. Delete that bit as well. Oops. Let's smooth out this selection. That go right here. Alright. Let's get some folds going in the back of her knee. And drop shadow from her leg. And this will be in shadow. And let's see. Drop shadow from her boot. That's the back of the leg there. Shadows on that. On there. And I guess, let's see, let's round these off just to help show the shape of them. And I'll bring this shadow over some more. So right now our light source is coming from this direction right here. Coming down like that. Let me see, the top of her knee will be in shadow from there. And, you know, let's bring this out a little bit more. That's already looking better. And let's do a drop shadow from these coil straps or what have you. It'll help sell the shape, and do the same on the strip going down her pants. That way there it'll look like it's you know, raised above a little bit than the other material. It's little things like that that help add, you know, a little bit more characteristic and help, you know, makes it feel more, you know, like it can actually exist. Just adding form to everything. All right, let's do this right here. guess. Do that in shadow. And probably this bottom part here in shadow. Except for that bit. Gonna have a nice little glow on that. Shadow on here. That looks good. She needs a shadow on her back now. Let's see. Where did we drop this off? Maybe go up here. I think that looks good. Maybe we'll just put all of this, or armpit in shadow. And then that should be in shadow. Maybe connect these two together and look nice. Yeah, that looks good. Maybe do the same here. Okay. A little bit more on this gun. I'll follow this line here. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Maybe there. All right, now for the hair. Hair gets a little bit tricky when you're doing the cel shading. Let's see how we can do this. I'm gonna drop shadow from there first. Let me deselect the hair and then fill that. All right. So we got our, again, we have our light source coming from this direction. So let's say, put all this, oops, let me deselect the hand there. Get that in shadow. This little bit here is facing away from the light, so we can do that. Oops. Oops, I accidentally lost my color. Let's go back to normal mode and full opacity so I can repick my color. All right, there we go. And fill that. So all these areas that are facing away from the light on the hair are going to be in shadow. So get, looks like this little bit here as well. This bit. Maybe I can even go a little bit more. We'll tie it in with this line, sure. Why not? What we're doing now is just adding a lot more form, which is really what the cel shading is all about. It's, you know, showing the form with the colors. And let's go in. Just doing cuts right here, because this is going to be more again facing away from the light source. That's looking pretty good so far. And then the bottom of the hair, we can put all this in the shadow, except maybe that little bit, maybe this little bit. It's looking pretty good. All right. Now, baby, we'll go in. Just other areas where we can fit it in. A little bit more shadows again, just to add some more form to the hair. It'll help us when we go in and start adding our highlights as well. maybe we'll go here, and this little bit here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Right there. This little bit here is kind of weird. Yeah, okay, I think that looks good. Oh, we need the top of her foot. Or her foot, I should say. Go like that. Maybe that little bit there. Yeah, I think that looks good. And maybe that. Nah, maybe not. You can see, like, because of Ben's style, it's nice and smooth, like nice curved lines. So I keep my selections, nice and smooth and curved as well. Sometimes you might want to do like more angular, selections, where it's, like that or something. But it doesn't really fit the look of this piece. So I'm just going more nice and curvy. So let's do some shadows on the eyes, round those out a little bit, and same here. And add a nice shadow on him, this little guy. The glass here is going to be a little bit weird. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe this bit in shadow. No, that looks weird. I have an idea. We'll just come back to this. Let me just clear that out of there. I think we'll just hit it up with some highlights on that bit. All right, so we have our shadows done. Yeah, we have our shadows. Just looking at it, it's like, what else could I tweak? But let's say we have our shadows done. So we have that. That was set to multiply. Now we're going to start up a new layer. This is going to be our highlights. And we'll set that to overlay. We'll pick a nice warmer color. Let's see, what can we pick? Maybe like this light orange. Let me try that out and see how this looks. How's it look on our skin? It's too orange. Let me see if I go a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think that looks good on there. Yeah, all right, I'm digging it. So I'm just kind of testing out my color, seeing how that looks on everything. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. All right, so let's go. We'll add our highlights we were talking about before. Might want to adjust that one a little bit though. Oops. Delete. Now I'm just adding my, just going in and adding the highlights where they should go. So that looks pretty good. Don't want to overdo it too much. You're just adding some shape here and there. So you can see for the most part, just, really just little dots of it here and there. For the most part. Get rid of that. A little highlight on her head there. And for the hair, we'll do, I'm just kind of trying to figure out where the bends are in the hair. It's going to be facing the light, and you can see here where it's curved. So we're going to have the light hitting it here. And maybe again up here. Oops. Made a little one here. So anywhere you see like the bend where it would face that light source, you get like a little highlight on it. It needs a little something here. And deselect that ray gun. Oops. I get rid of that bit. Make a little bit more down here. Yeah, it's adding some nice shape to it. Let's see. Oh, didn't get the highlights on the ray gun here. Just deselecting that shadow. Let's see. A little bit on here. And oh, I'm a fuzzy guy. Yeah, we're just making our selections fuzzy as well to kind of match up with his look. Let's get a little highlights on his antennas. And in his eyes as well. A little bit on the tongue. Make that pop out a little bit more. Alright. So we're back over here. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking better than when we had just the shadow one there before. We'll go like that. So yeah, I think that looks good. And let's see. We'll go in and do a, see if we can do a rim light, I guess. Or you know what? Yeah, we'll keep that shadow, but we'll do the core shadow. That's what it's called. Couldn't think of it for a second there. And what it's going to be, it's just going to be a darker tone. It's going to go in between our highlight and our shadow. So we'll just start up another multiply layer with that same color that we were using for our shadows, that purplish gray color. And we'll just go right in between. So that's going to be too dark, so let's lighten that up a bit. Maybe I'll do a little bit thicker. Let me just do this leg real quick and let's take a step back and we'll see how that looks. I don't know if I'm sold on it or not. Again, it's one of those things, you know, where you're gonna have to think your technique on each piece. You know, see if it fits. If it doesn't, then, you know, go on to something else. Yeah, right now I'm just not, let me see if I put that on normal. Let's see what I can do. Then I'm multiplying. So I'm not, like, because I have both of those on multiply, so I'm getting like this weird mix in between. If I go like that, there we go. So now it's just on the edge. You know what? Yeah, I don't think we need it. That's fine. So it's one of the things, like when you're coloring, you always want to, you know, experiment and, you know, see what you like. You know, that's when most of the stuff I do, you know, I'll find, you know, new techniques or new colors that I like to use a lot, you know, just by experimenting. So you never know. And let's see, we can get away with like some kind of rim light or something though. Make it a little bit more interesting. Let's get like a light blue. Might be too much, but again, it's for argument's sake, you know, peace of mind. We'll try it out and see how it looks. And to add more shape and form to it, we're adding this rim light in the opposite of where our light source is coming from. Let me see if I put that on overlay. A screen. Nah, it's not doing anything for me. Yeah, it's too harsh. More green, purple. You know what? I'm not digging it. We'll get rid of it. It's fine. Let's see. What else do we have left to do? Let me go ahead and. What I'll usually do is like for the artist name, so it pops out more against the background. I'll go in here and I'll just pick a color. Maybe this one here. Oops. Maybe lock that layer so it's just on the line art. Yeah, that's not light enough. Yeah, it seems to pop out pretty good. But I think to pop it out even more, we'll take a black soft airbrush on our background. We get a soft brush. This is just on that blue part that we had back down here. Yeah, I think that works pretty good. Let's see, what else can we try and do? Still not 100% happy with this guy. What if we... Nah, that's not working either. If we try to fill it with a color, just to make it look more like glass. Nah, we'll just leave it black, that's fine. Yeah, doing color holds and other special effects like that, I'll be doing a video on it, so don't worry about that. Let's do a new layer on screen. Oh, you know what? Let's do lighten instead. I'm gonna get like a nice blue color. And again, with my soft airbrush, it's gonna add a nice little glow on the edge here. Not too much. Let me get my soft eraser. I'm just gonna go in and soften that up a little bit. Just kind of emphasize again where the light source is coming from. And I think that'll do it. One other thing I like to try and do when I'm working on cell shaded stuff, to give it more of like a, like it was done on like the anime is like usually done, well, it used to be done on sheets of plastic, and there was like for every single frame you would have the drawing on the acetate, and you know, they would draw the artwork on one side and they would paint the colors on the other side. To kind of duplicate that, I'm going to open up a new layer, and then I'm going to hold down my Alt or Option key and click on your little guy here, your layers options. Just go merge visible. If you're holding down your Alt or Option key, that's going to stamp everything onto one layer on top of it, and it's not actually going to merge everything. So now what I'll do, I'll go up to the top Photoshop menu bar and go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. I think usually 7 works pretty good, so we'll try that out. And now go to your layer styles, and let's go overlay. So you see how much more dramatic that makes it look. And we'll just lighten that up a little bit, you know, just put it down to 50%, 30% looks good, I think. Yeah, we'll put our glow layer up on top, that lighten layer. And what we can do as well, let's go back to that bluish color that we had. And we just hit up a couple of these stars, you know, with that soft airbrush. Really make them glow a little bit more. Again, adding a little bit more interest to the piece. It's really gonna, you know, pop it out, make some of this look nice. So you can see some of these already have little glows on them, but you know, more never hurt. So I think that's about it. Oh, one more thing, I guess. let me go back to my desktop on the other monitor here. We have to put our signature. And where's all my stuff at? Let's see. I just have like a kind of a stamp, you know, that I'll use. That way I'm not having to sign everything. It keeps it consistent. This is an old Dr. Doom commission piece I had done for an old friend. Let me see. What's this? Don't save that. All right, so I just have, you know, just Lumm. You want to keep it nice, legible, simple. You don't want to have like any icons going around or anything like that where it's too hard to read. So usually what I'll do, and I think a lot of people fall victim to it, is like, you know, they want to put their name, you know, somewhere else. Like, say, the way it works is like if you have your name ahead of the other guy on top, or, you know, to the left of it or whatever, everybody's going to assume that you drew the piece and the other person colored it or inked it or whatever. So I just want to put it like underneath or to the right of it, so as people read it, they can see Ben is the actual artist on it, and I did the colors. You know, or they would have like the ink, you know, the penciler, the inker, and then the colorist. That way, you know, they can tell who did what. So let me lighten up my name a little bit. I always like to add, like, have some color in it. That way, there are people like, oh, you did the colors. So I think that's good. But I think it's about gonna. Oh, that's right. That's one thing I wanted to show you guys before I forget. The reason why I wanted to do this stuff on layers, you know, my highlights and everything. So that's my line art. Oh, okay. So the highlights and the shadows, and I still have. I could get rid of this because I didn't actually do any rendering on it, so I just have my flats. So say if you're doing it for a commission or, you know, for a publisher, and they're all of a sudden, oh, we want her hair to be green. So we could just select her hair, and then we could just make it green. And you still see it has all those same highlights on it, both from the overlay and the multiply layer for our shadows. And it's still affected by the same values that everything else is. So, and then, you know, oh, let's make her suit, you know, red instead. You know, that's more of a pinkish, but I think you get it. You know, so all of our rendering is still there, you know, still in the same tones and everything like that. And it's going to save you a lot of time in case there's revisions going on, or, you know, they want to make this guy here yellow instead. Again, you know, we still have all of our rendering done, and it just makes things so much simpler. Kind of like that red outfit, though. Let's go ahead and put it back. Actually, let's go ahead and change her hair color. Let's mess around with that a little bit. I like how it's a warm color, but maybe it's a little bit too close to her outfit. Let's add some red to it. Yeah, I like that. That looks good. And then her lipstick. Let's change that a little bit. Darken it up. Yeah, I think that looks good. And so before we do that, though, let's go ahead and go back to our overlay layer. Since I changed those colors, I want to go ahead and redo this business. You know, I'm going to re-blur it and then do my overlay again. And I forgot what I had it at. I think it was 30%. Yeah, that looks good. But then again, her ray gun doesn't stand out. Oh, goodness. What did I start? All right, well, let's change that to blue. Oops. Oh, that's on. That's why. Yeah, we'll do that blue, and that should work. Maybe lighten that. Oh, God, here I go. It's going to be changing everything on here. As a white. Yeah, a little bit lighter. That works. All right, now let me do my overlay layer again. One more time. So do that, overlay, and change that to 30%. All right, so we have our glows and our signature. Actually, let me add a little glow. This is never going to end, is it? Yeah, a little bit of propulsion coming from it. You know, add some little bit of motion or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna do it. I'm done messing with it. I promise. Yeah, if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I guess that's about it. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions, you can either you know, drop them in the comments or check out my DeviantArt page. It's lummage.deviantart.com. And I do have a Facebook fan page up, and can't remember the address of it right now. Sorry, my kind of scatterbrained. I'll put the link in the description as well, so make sure you check that out. And that'll do it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I shall see you soon. Thanks. Bye.